We all had our share of scary moments as a kid, let alone scary things that scared at us for the rest of our lives. Like clowns. Yeah, really don't like that It movie. It was just, ugh. It makes the original look like Care Bears. Dolls. If you're wondering dolls, then I'll explain later in the video. And there's also other things that scared us, that we can just always have a scary moment that we encountered at any age. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, senior, the afterlife. But anyway, here's some scary moments I like to share with you I grew up with as a kid. Here is most of them. When I was about 8 or 9, actually, come to think of it, the more I think about it, I was 7 at the time. Yeah, okay, let's go with 7. So, my sister and her 2 friends, Minnie and Jessie, this is the names I'm gonna call them at this video. My sister was babysitting me at the time, and she wanted to have friends over. I was bored as well, alone in my room, watching TV. I decided maybe I'll join in the fun and see what they're up to. They were watching a horror movie at the time that was pretty scary. If you recall the movie The Rain, which was a pretty scary movie at the time. Pretty scary for me. But anyway, I decided to tag along. They didn't care what I was about to watch with them because, you know, they think this movie wasn't gonna affect me anyway. But too bad it did. But anyway, when we were watching the movie, there's one scene, and you know what scene I'm talking about if you've seen the movie yourself. The scene where the tape plays, all the creepy clips like flying chairs and the lady in the mirror. And when that scene played, for some reason, my sister and her friends thought it would be hilarious if they just ditched me during that scene, locked me in the basement door, and I was forced to watch that scene alone by myself in the dark at night. Now, I don't know why they thought that would be hilarious, but maybe they too were scared and they locked me in the room and they think to themselves, "Phew, better my little brother being scared than us older teens, white girls," while they high-five themselves, while I'm in the corner crying, waiting for this scene to be all over. Hopefully, this night of tyranny would end. Or maybe they just thought it would be just funny to traumatize a kid. Sister of the Year award goes to my sister. Always looking out for me. My sister and her friends weren't done there yet. No. The next morning, I was still a bit traumatized watching that scene. I decided to go in the backyard pool and try and cool off and try and forget the whole thing. But my sisters and her friends were not done yet. My sister's friend Jessie decided to go in the pool, and when she dunked her whole hair that covers her whole face and trying to imitate Samara from The Rain, and was just slowly approaching me, sticking her hands out, trying to reach for me. I was literally more scared, and I begged her to stop, but she was getting closer and closer, and I was just praying to the heavens above that this is just a dream. And my sister and her friend in the background were just laughing at me while I was being scared. But they were kids back then. We were all kids. Another memory I'd like to share with you, this is more of a fear I had as a kid. I was scared of dolls, and we're not talking about Barbie dolls. No. We're talking about the dolls that at old people's houses, like mostly your grandparents, the ones that dress so nicely and dress all old-fashioned. They all have perfect hair, and they would keep them in the cabinets. I always had a fear of those things. They were just creepy to look at. I remember a time I had to sleep over at my grandparents' house, and I was stuck in a room full of dolls. There was like 30 of them, and I couldn't sleep because they were just staring at me, like just eyes. I wouldn't sleep to that. So I used to just get up and just turn the dolls around and make sure they all turn around, and then I go back to sleep. Ever since I used to watch the movie Child's Play with Chucky the Killer Doll, I couldn't look at dolls the same way again. Not equivalent to the movie today, Annabelle. But yeah, I'm not scared of dolls anymore, just to point that out. But my buddies did used to tease me a bunch of times. Like one day when I was at their house, they had a chicken doll over and tried to scare me, and they said, "Hey Ryan, scared of chickens?" Baka! I kind of just shrugged it off and just went on my way because chickens aren't scary. They're just delicious. That's why I want you in my stomach, baby. And another story I want to share with you, and I actually want to make sure that hopefully nobody encountered this fear, but I'm sure we did at one point. I was scared of going to roller coasters alone. And there was one day, I was actually 6 at the time, believe it or not. We used to go inside this amusement park inside and had a big roller coaster. It was called Crystal Palace. It closed down, by the way, but another water park had some of its stuff open, so at least some of the things survived. But anyway, one time in the roller coaster, me and my dad were supposed to go together, but there wasn't enough room, and my dad decided to let his 6-year-old son go all alone and think nothing would go on. I was confused when the roller coaster started and my dad wasn't there with me. Hey, Dad, what's going on? Wait, stop! Wait, Dad, wait! But it's too late, and you can see what happened next. I started panicking, and I started literally crying, and going through dark tunnels alone, and everyone screaming. I was just traumatized. And right when the roller coaster ended its first ride, it started again, and I had to traumatize the whole experience again. When the whole ride was over, I got out all shaked up, and I looked at my dad with tears in my eyes and a little bit of anger, saying, "How could you do this to your 6-year-old son? I trusted you." But yeah, those were some of the scary moments I had as a child during my childhood days. There was plenty more I'd like to share with you, but if you have any childhood memories you encountered as a kid, be free to comment below on this video. I'll be glad to check some of them. So if you like this video, be free to give it a like and subscribe for more content. And this is FiddleSkittle here. Goodbye, my fiddle heads, and I'll see you around next time.